Sunday, December 20th, 2020. This is part 2 of Grottu's attempt to do a final push, a final conquest of his environment to get, because like I was saying in the last video, it's no, it isn't, but it's closer than it's been in a long time to the complete organization of the comic rooms. So, I was just filing some Bronze Age Avengers in to this box here, which is the A box. And I was showing how old the box is. And they made these boxes better back then, actually, than the boxes being made today. So, they really did. They were just constructed a little bit differently. Alright, so what now? Oh, these are okay. This is okay. I'm seeing the C's and D's. So, I'm looking for creative places to put the camera. Maybe over here. Hold on a second. Listening to my radio station here. I guess I can set this stuff down here. The place is a mess right now. Okay. Never fear. That's an okay camera angle, I guess. Okay, so this box starts with Billy the Kid, Betty, Creatures on the Loose, Creepy Things, Crypt of Shadows, Daredevil. Okay, I just saw some C's. Okay, this stuff needs to go in that box, actually. Okay, here's some cool stuff that you might want to see. I was telling you about this. I did a Not Brand Eck video the other day, and Crazy was a Marvel comic that came out in the early 70s that reprinted the Not Brand Eck stories. This story here was also reprinted in a Spider-Man Treasury edition. But yeah, it's the Avengers, and they got Reverse Flash there, and they got Wonder Woman. This story is the Human Scorch getting married. And Jack Kirby actually did the artwork, making fun of his own artwork. So I have 2 copies of that. Oh, this is what I was talking about the other day. The first issue of Crazy had this amazing cover, which I would put on a comic wall because it's just so great. This fight scene, Captain America, actually they call him Charlie America in his parody form, with the grenade in his mouth, and just great. So I got a couple of copies of this, but this is the one. This is how I discovered it all. When a kid brought this comic to school, and I couldn't believe it. It's a reprint of the issue of Not Brand Eck that has the Fantastical Four's origin and Superman's origin. And Marie Severin came back and did a new cover for this reprint. So I gotta get these filed. Oh, I've got another copy of it here that's not bagged. It's just great stuff. And if you know what the splash page of Fantastic Four #1 looks like, you see it mimics panel by panel. It's a parody. They even have, look at the bottom there, they got James Bond, Sean Connery as a New York policeman. You gotta love Not Brand Eck And Crazy went for 3 issues reprinting it. Then about, I don't know, a year later, they used the name Crazy for a black and white magazine, Mad type magazine. So let's file these in here. We got Crypt of Shadows, Creepy Things, Creatures on the Loose. Wait, I have a Creatures on the Loose here, 16. So that's 33. 29. I'm going to come back and put bags and boards on all of these. That's going to actually slow my progress down a little bit, but do I think I have enough copies of that? And this is that Blessed Virgin of Czestochowa. Found this at an estate sale the other day. I don't want to put this in here with the comics. I don't know how that happened. Champions 4. I have a lot more Champions, but they're in one of these boxes. Creatures 16. If I had just pulled all the Silver Age out of these boxes, then it all would have been already done with the other stuff. But instead I was pulling out, I made this much harder than it needed to be. Okay. And this started as Sabrina's Chilling Adventures in Sorcery, and then it became, then they made the artwork more serious. Demonicon. Sounds like a comic book convention. That's number 4. This is number 5. The early issues, though, have Sabrina hosting it and have really horrifying horror stories, but they're done in the Archie house style with the, cute big eyes and turned up noses and everything, but they're really perverse, especially when you're in 2nd grade looking at them. It's like, it just seems horribly wrong, but in a great way. These will go before Crazy. Okay. Oh, more Creatures on the Loose. Creatures on the Loose 17, 18, 21. Some kid was creative and they punched holes so they could have it in their, no, they only have 1 hole. I don't know what, they were trying to keep it from getting away somehow. I thought they'd punched holes so they could put it in their spiral and read it at school and make it look like they were doing something productive. $16, 17, 18. So I need 20 and 21 of Creatures on the Loose. Or they're somewhere. Okay. Arak, Son of Thunder. Sounds like earache. I liked that comic. It was a Native American hero. Dark Shadows, Batgirl, Batman Annual, DC Superstars, Dark Shadows goes before that. And DC Sampler goes before DC Superheroes. No, Superstars, I should say. Here's a check from 1972 written by my grandfather for a store called Handy Andy in San Antonio. It's dated May 12th, 1972. He spent $60. Can you imagine how many groceries you could get for $60 in 1972? A lot more than today. Okay, so what's going on here? Okay, I made a... Okay. This is what I was talking about. This is the actual first appearance of the Warlords. See, they had this first issue special. It was a tryout comic. So that's actually the first appearance. All these EC reprints, they're not real. I mean, this isn't really the Vault of Horror. I mean, this is a reprint. This is not the original thing from Object from the 50s. So I'm going to file them all under E. I've made that command decision that all my EC reprints from whatever manufacturer this was. For a while, Disney was printing them. That's kind of weird, isn't it? I'm going to put them all under E in the alphabetization. That is a hard word for me to say. So that's how it goes. Okay, let's file this Defenders. No, I'm not in that. Yeah. Okay, so there's some serious problems here. Stuff out of order. Okay, these are these modern True Believers fake reprint comics. They're going to go under T. What is going on here? Okay, it's all alphabetized until I get to a certain point in the box, and then it just has random stuff. Dragon Slayer, Marvel Premiere. Okay, this is the Black Panther up against the Ku Klux Klan, but I've shown you this before. They made Klan look like the KISS logo, which is... Why would they do that when kids love KISS so much? I guess they're hoping kids would see that and think, oh, it's in a KISS comic. And it wasn't. Okay. This is a Sugar and Spike reprint. I'm going to put this in that separate box I had for that. And I got to get this in the T section with the other Thor comics. This is 232. Ooh, what a great cover. 252 of Tarzan. Tarzan, Thor, True Believers. This is kind of a neat thing. Square bound reprints of late 50s Green Arrow comics. Justice League of America, number 114. Goes under J. Never just say Justice League. It's the Justice League of America. They always leave that part off because, you know, these globalists want to make it okay for everyone in the world to like the Justice League. No, they're our heroes. They're the Justice League of America. Okay. And there was a antique store near where I worked that had like 10 or 12 copies of certain Bronze Age comics. Like they were just old store stock. And this was one of them. Unfortunately, they put this little $3 price tag on it, but they were in perfect condition. They were just unread copies. This was one of them. I mean, you would think they'd put it in a bag, but they didn't know anything about comics. It's just a reprint of Tales to Astonish. More Western reprints, but look at this full page ad. Bronze Age comics are fun to look at. There's an ad for the first issue of Crazy, the humor magazine, not the one that reprinted Not Brand X. And what is that? A Doc Savage ad. And of course, I became a member of Foom about this time. There's my original Foom poster up there. it's you don't see Western comics very much ever. There's an old bookstore in Fort Worth, and they had a rack of almost all Western comics, and it was like strange because they're not really or traditionally they weren't collected by the people that frequent comic book stores that pretty much only want superhero comics. So that when you find a comic store that has Harvey and Archie and Gold Key and Western and romance comics, you know, you've got a real keeper, because many stores just don't carry those comics, or I don't know what they do with them. They might even toss them out. Okay, another EC reprint, so I'll file that under E. Actually, I just realized, oh, I've got to combine these two boxes, because all this stuff, Army at War, Archie, Iraq, that should be before the Avengers in this other box. Ooh, man, that's going to take some work. Oof. It's okay, I'm up for it. Luckily, the boxes are right next to each other. Marvel Premiere. Okay, Mighty. Okay, that's the Mighty Marvel Western. That would go under MI. So Marvel Premiere would be before MI because it's MA. Okay, man's got to do what a man's got to do. Get the comic books in order. And don't let any motherfucker stop you from organizing, sleeving, and slabbing and fucking your comic books, motherfucker. Okay. So, Action Comics. Batman Arch. Casper, Chilling, Crazy. Okay, I know what I need to do. I just need to pull these out. American Flag, Amethyst, Iraq, Archie. This music can fool you into thinking you're having fun doing this. Thus, one of the whole purposes of music. Damn. Oh yes, I should show you this. Since I showed Not Brand X to you the other day, this was an exciting thing when I was a kid, like in 4th grade, when ARG premiered. It was a horror parody comic from Marvel. And of course, I love Maurice Severin's art. I love monsters, and I think this was a comic like made for me. That was ARG 2. ARG 3. And ARG 4 has a parody of Kolchak the Night Stalker, one of my favorite TV shows at the time. Unfortunately, they had it on Friday nights, and nobody stays home and watches television on Friday nights. That's before the VCR was invented. So look, they got a little Mad Magazine style vampire there at the bottom. And I showed you another copy, beat up copy of this. This is my childhood copy. This ARG number 5 was the final issue, and it has all the stories are done by Ross Andrew and Mike Esposito, and they have copyrights, so I guess they actually own their art and they leased it out to Marvel for that. I remember liking this, the Atlantis Chronicles. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make a mess of the comic migration here. That's box A. I mean, that's the one that has the A comics. And this, damn, that's the H box. Yeah. This has got okay, well, I'm just gonna have to try this out. Barney Bear Wakes Up. This was a Christian comic from Spire. They sold these in the Christian bookstores. You go in the Christian bookstore and there'd be Dennis the Menace comics and Archie comics, but they were religious. Okay. Okay, so we'll move some comics in this box. What do we have here? Batman. Batman facing off with the Shadow. Because the Shadow was one of the inspirations for Batman. 256, 253, 252. Moving some Avengers comics from this box to this other box to make room for more A comics that go before. You need to pay attention to Silver Age Dave, who doesn't fill boxes completely. He has little chunks of styrofoam that he puts in at different sizes. And then that allows him to adjust so the comics still stay upright, but you don't have to make these mass migrations of comics from one box to another in order for an influx of a certain title to be put in. That's a cool cover. 103 of Avengers. Avengers 100. Oh, I have 2 copies of that. Oh, that's because I had one and then a friend of mine gave me all his Avengers. And I already had that particular issue. let me make sure part 1 uploaded, and let me start uploading this. Let me get a little more organization done so you're not just watching me move comics, and I will be back for part 3. They seen you.